Hello. My name is Charles Webster Baer, and I'm in Tianjin, China. And today is September 6, 2014. And my website is gig15.com, gig15.com, Global Internet Government. And today I want to talk about Earth Nation. Earth Nation is an idea where it's like one planet, one government, one planet, one currency, one human race, species, one government for the whole planet. That's Earth Nation. And I think that's where we're headed. I think we'll get there in a couple centuries. So how do we get from here to there? Well, I'm glad you asked, because in my opinion, I think Europe has shown us how to do it. Europe is uniting all these countries together economically and politically into one country, and that's what needs to happen. And that's what is happening in Europe, and that's what needs to happen everywhere else. So I'd like to help make Asia one country. I'd like to help make America one country. In other words, I would like to see North America and South America and Central America and the Caribbean all become one country with one government and one currency. We could call that country Charles Land. So how would we do that? Well, we do it just like Europe did it, you know. Number one, the countries would have to want to be part of Charles Land. And number two, they'd have to be ready to be part of Charles Land. Now, how can a country be ready to be part of Charles Land? Well, it would have to have a stable economy. And when I say stable economy, I mean no debt, a balanced budget amendment, which means it's illegal to go into debt, a law saying that your inflation has to be less than 2% per year, and total transparency for all financial transactions for that government. That's how you'd have a stable economy. And you'd have to be politically ready, which means you'd have to be total democracy, total freedom of speech, total freedom of the press, and total women's rights and women's equality, which means all females get total free access to all forms of birth control, plus birth control education. So, if a country is ready to unite with other countries and merge, then that's how they'd get ready to do that. And a lot of countries aren't ready, so we need to work on that, and we need to hurry up and get started working on that, and we need to work hard on that. So, I want to unite all of America, I want to unite all of Asia. You know, then I could unite the whole Pacific Ocean could be one country. That would be fantastic. I want to make Africa one country, and I want to make the Middle East one country, but that's going to be a little more difficult. That's, you know, I might live to see America and Asia become one country. I don't think I'm going to live to see Africa and the Middle East become one country. Those are the two hard ones. Those are the two hard ones. But anyway, so what we can do in our lifetime is lay down the foundation for Earth Nation. We won't live to see Earth Nation, but we can lay down the foundation for it by doing what Europe is doing. and doing it the same way they're doing it. They're doing it with fiscal restraint, they're legally forcing the governments to be fiscally responsible with balanced budget amendments. That's the only way to do it. Inflation has to be under 2%. You can't go into debt. That's the law, and that's how it's done. And so I want to do that for the rest of the planet, and I think I can do it for America and Asia, and I think somebody else might be able to do it for Africa and the Middle East, 100 years from now. But we need to get started laying the foundation for this right now, and that's Earth Nation. That's Project Earth Nation, brought to you by Global Internet Government. GIG is going to work with the UN and the IMF to make sure that countries want to do this, and to make sure that countries know how they can do this, and to make sure that countries move in the correct direction, to unite all of Asia, unite all of America, make these super duper mega countries, just like Europe is doing. Now, I want to briefly talk about Eastern Russia. Asia is prepared to purchase Eastern Russia from Russia with a lot of money. 20 trillion, 30 trillion cash. The money would go directly to the Russian people. It would be split up equally between all the Russian citizens who have been living in Russia since 1999. That's part of the deal. If that's not going to happen, then there's no deal. But it's a great idea, and it would be just like when America bought Alaska from Russia, and everybody wins. Asia needs the land, Russia needs the money, everybody wins. Okay, now if I can push this through in the next 10 or 15 years, that'd be fantastic. I'd make a very big commission. And I'd probably get some land out of the deal as well. But I digress, because let's look at it. Europe wants Russia, and they want Russia bad, and they're going to get it. They're going to buy it. It's just that right now, Asia's got more money. And Asia wants the part of Russia that the Russians don't care about. Europe wants Western Russia. That's the part of Russia the Russians care about. And Europe doesn't have the money. Asia's got the money right now, and they want the part of Russia that Russia doesn't care about. So it seems to me that this is a great deal for everybody, and so I'm going to try to push this through. But I think, look, Europe will eventually, Russia will eventually become part of the European Union. That'll happen. It may take a few generations, but it's going to happen. And so all I'm saying is that before Western Russia becomes part of Europe, the Russians have an opportunity to make a shitload of cash. By selling Asia, or by selling Eastern Russia to Asia. For, $30 trillion cash. That's a lot of money. I figure Japan will kick in $7 trillion. China will kick in $15 trillion. We can get South Korea and Taiwan to kick in $4 or $5 trillion. Singapore can kick in some cash, So I just want to throw that out there. I just want to throw that one out there. And also, there are two countries that are qualified to be part of the American country, if they want to be part of the American country, and that's Australia and New Zealand. And if they don't want to be part of the American country, that's fine too. It's up to them. We're good either way. I just want to throw that one out there too. But yeah, I'm really, I want to unite. every country that touches the Pacific Ocean, I want to unite that into one country, the Pacific country. And that'd be that'd be a big country. And then that'd be half the planet. Then I can unite the other half of the planet. We can call that like the Atlantic country or whatever. But so that's Earth Nation. That's how, you know, I'm going at this at a bunch of different levels here, but you get the idea here. You know, I want to bring the planet together and then crush it like a grape. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding about that. But no, I do want to bring the planet together, and you know, I won't be able to bring it completely together because that's too big of a job even for me. But I want to begin bringing it together, and I want to lay down the foundation for Earth Nation. And then I will, you know, die of cancer in 40 years, and then some other yahoo can come along and finish the job. But I want to get started. I'm really motivated to get started as soon as possible, and that's the whole global internet government thing. So anyway, thank you for watching my video, and please have a fantastic September.